Phone lines are open if you got something to say. Last time that I checked, yeah, look, we can talk about it. 800-920-1580. Everything that was brought forth by Attorney Cryer, where we're at with reparations in the state of California. I can update you on what's going on in the world of reparations, which is quite active despite all the cray-cray. And I was looking on Instagram for some reason. These white folks, whoops, did I say that? These YT folks.
Who is white?
Who are white. Yeah, are on here just attacking me, and it's so funny because they're attacking me because the argument between myself and Jay French, where he's saying he doesn't want to be called black anymore, he wants to be called American, and I'm saying, we're disagreeing about the meaning of ethnicity. I say ethnicity is where your people are from. He says our ethnicity is American. To me, American is a nationality, not an ethnicity. But once the once the YT people entered the chat, it's amazing because they feel so comfortable to tell me what I'm allowed to call myself, define my race, and tell us what we as black people should be doing or saying. They feel so comfortable. It's incredible. Even defining me. There was one white man in there. He says, he's right, and she doesn't look black. She's definitely mixed with white. You know what? STFU. It's not up to you to define me, tell me what to call myself, and the other thing that amazes me about this, Miles, is that they're the ones that made up race in service of white supremacy. And the one thing one of the things that Jay and I agree on is the fact that race is made up. It's a social construct. And it's not just us. Top scholars, black radical scholars have been saying that forever. Race is a made-up social construct. Dr. Horn says it. He details where it came to be in one of his books, and he takes it back, way back, before the 1600s. So that's clear. But what these folks seem to love is that if Jay French tells them we could just pretend it never happened, there was no race, and we're all Americans, then they get a free pass. They don't have to deal with reparations. They don't have to deal with undoing the harm that's been done, acknowledging systemic racism, rooting it out of our institutions. We'll just change our name, and you can just say you're American, and we'll pretend that you're still not being discriminated against, and then I get a free pass. The audacity of that, and the fact that you think you get to tell me, yeah, my mama white, and so what? What does that mean? I mean, I'm proud of my Italian heritage, to be honest. That's ethnicity. Race, culture, ethnicity, nationality, religion, all different things that make up the totality of who we are. I have no problem getting rid of race as a social construct, but first we have to repair the harm, acknowledge the systemic institutions that continue to enforce this caste system. You don't get to blame us for the creation of a social construct that y'all made and y'all enforce. And y'all don't get to just erase it and pretend it never happened so you can get a free pass. It's amazing. And then, of course, they're calling me all kinds of B words and other stuff. But also going on Instagrams is it's so interesting. There's a whole celebration of the Bay going on my page too by the OGs. And then they're telling me I'm slow. The misogyny, the sexism. Anyway, I digress.
Isn't that crazy? I'm going to jump in, but isn't that crazy, the duality that you could have on social media? Yeah. On one hand, you got the white, who are white, the people who are white on your heels.
Who appear to be white, allegedly white. Yeah.
Right. Bots on your heels. But then you also got your Bay Area town business people who are tapping in for the first time in years, tapping in as well. So
right, and showing mad love. I
must
say, showing mad love. Yeah.
Do you like them more, the love or the hate, Dominique?
I like the love better. I'm always going to choose love, but I like the engagement. Right. From an algorithmic standpoint, on the one hand, the haters are making my page blow up. But on the other hand, just from the standpoint of discussion, right. You know what I mean? I don't hate you because I disagree with you. These folks haven't mastered that. They got to say I'm stupid, 12 kinds of B's, that I'm slow, that I'm really white, even though they the ones. I embrace my ethnicity and my nationality and my culture and my religion. Like, I'm not confused about who I am.
Right.
And people say, oh, she's stupid. She doesn't get it. She shouldn't have a podcast. Well, I don't have to be stupid because I don't agree with you. I understand what you're saying. I just don't agree with it.
They're looking for the aha moment. Yeah. Ah, her mama is white. Aha.
Aha, my mama is white all day long. I mean, Italians is designated as white at this point. So, yeah, I got a white mama. But it's just so funny how they rush to embrace it because they want to be exonerated. They want to pretend there's no race. I'm colorblind.
Still want to say the N-word.
And yeah, they're colorblind until they get caught on tape calling you a hard R.
Right.
And Karening on you.
Jay Friend said you can say, by the way, y'all. So
I can say what?
I said what Jay Friend said. He said they can say.
Oh, you can say it with a hard R. Yeah,
right,
well,
cool.
Yeah, I mean, and F around and find out.
I'm saying freedom of choice, freedom of consequences.
Yeah, exactly. You can say a lot of things. I can say a lot of things on the radio right now, but you know what's going to happen? I will be fired. Tavis will be sounding like Donald Trump. You're fired. You're fired. Ask Dr. Laura. Ask a lot of them. They said what they wanted to say. Pay the cost to be the boss. Anyway. It's just stunning. And the reason that I'm talking about it is because that particular post has 1.2 million views on it. So it's about 500,000 comments on my page. Thank you for all the new followers. I love and appreciate you. Haters are elevators, and so are love, and so is the love. The love is elevating. So apparently, back to what we were talking about with Attorney Cryer, Governor Wes Moore, she was referring to how he vetoed the reparations study bill by saying, enough studying, we need to get to real action. She was complaining that he hasn't done any real action because there's no new legislation. Technically, that would be the job of lawmakers in, the Legislative Black Caucus of Maryland. Then they would send it to his desk. But that bill that he vetoed was their top priority. And it would have created a commission, kind of like the task force here to study the historic effect of racism. To me, what he said sounded logical, but I guess what Sharice is saying, what Attorney Cryer is saying, is that he hasn't done any follow-up, and we know that he's running for president. So similar to Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, who is not black.
Who is white.
who is whitey.
White man.
Yeah, so probably they don't want to have that on their track record. And that fighting continues in the state of Maryland. They're saying that not enough is happening after the veto, that they drafted an alternative version, and there's been no cooperation on that. They claim that the administration of Governor Moore said they were going to come up with another plan, and they haven't come up with anything else. And so this conversation continues, which I think is good. They're saying that you're vetoing, saying there's no known price tag, and you want to see action, not study, but you're not doing the action. So it's good in the sense that it's keeping the conversation going. It's bad in the sense that it appears like the governor may have been just doing what our governor here in the state of California did, which is just dodging the issue because it is seen as kryptonite for presidential candidates. We talked a little bit about this, the reparations for those in the Caribbean, specifically Jamaica, is gaining a lot of momentum. The CARICOM leaders are backing a petition to King Charles from Jamaica for reparations. And that is great news. It's 20 members of CARICOM, the Caribbean Community Bloc of member states, and they are all supporting Jamaica. So we'll see how that moves forward. But again, when we speak on reparations, a lot of times we could speak about our city, our county, our state, our federal. But there is a global reparations situation. Jamaica is not coming for Washington, D.C. They're coming for the U.K. because that's who colonized and enslaved them. Makes sense? Makes sense. Why did I say reparations was a factor in the New York mayor's race? It's because the socialist candidate, Zoran Mamdani, who actually won the primary and is being sabotaged by his own party, the Democratic corporate wing of the Democratic Party, which is most of the power players in the party. Well, now Fox News and others are trying to use reparations to take Mamdani down because he spoke at Greater Allen AME in Queens, and the pastor there, Reverend Stephen A. Green, has been a loud advocate for reparations. So they're trying to do guilt by association and saying because Mamdani speaks in this, because Mamdani is appearing at this church where the pastor is a big reparations guy, because Mamdani in the past has supported Black Lives Matter, that means he's the reparations candidate. They're trying to do that as a way of stopping him from becoming mayor of New York. So I think that is very telling and should give us some insight into why others who are running for big offices are also running from reparations. Love to hear from you about this or anything else on your mind. 800-920-1580. The conversation continues in the comments section on KBLA 1580 YouTube channel. And you can call me the old-fashioned way, 800-920-1580. Happy Freedman Friday. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up! Oscar!
You hear that? That's Mike sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. That's because Mike was smart this time. He took ZQL Ultra to fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and get the deeply restorative sleep he needs. So now he wakes up refreshed and ready to conquer Mondays.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Ultra. Not for colds, just for sleep. Really great sleep. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thank you. Please and thank you. And you are receiving amnesty, courtesy of Miles Low Music. Anyone can anyone can call 800-920-1580, even if you called before. Fahima says Westmore is not running for president. That is not what I read, Fahima. So maybe you have some information I do not have, but that is not what I read. We shall see. I think it was... Got to find my source on that. I think it was LA Times, though. But let's go to Carl calling us from LA. Good morning, Carl.
Hey, good morning, Sister Dominique. How you doing?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Amazing.
You're amazing? Hey. Oh, you got that from Miles. I'm amazing, too. Miles always says, I'm amazing.
Hey, yeah, you know how we do it. Hey, Dominique, look, I hope in this reparation game that we got going here, I hope that everybody can keep it together. I heard your guest, she gave a few shout-outs to some people down on the East Coast or the South down there. I hope we can stay on the same page and make some things happen. I hope, it don't fall apart, that this group is bigger than the next group. What's your take on that? I'm hoping that just...
It's funny you say that because, of course, I saw Dr. Cornel West speaking at a benefit for Black Lives Matter Grassroots. He's on their board of directors, right? And he just gave such a powerful speech that I keep quoting him because it was an amazing conversation. And one of the things he said, Carl, is we don't all have to agree. We don't have to be on exactly the same page. We just have to keep working together and moving the ball down the field. And what he was saying is, we are, as activists, as intellectuals, as black thinkers, and not just black people, but progressives of all stripes, and even people that consider themselves change makers of all stripes that aren't progressives, we're not going to agree. We're going to have 50 million different analysis. We're going to struggle, and that's okay, as long as we're working and moving and progressing. And I love that point, because we're not going to be a monolith. We're not going to walk in lockstep, and it doesn't mean we're doomed. Right? It doesn't mean that we can't get something done.
Yeah, well, I'm just hoping we all stay in agreement. I mean, because, they pay out one group, and then the other groups are going to be like, well, hey, why didn't I get paid? I mean, I'm still young at this, but I'm going with my people down there in Virginia. I'm going to follow that reparation program down there the best that I can. I mean, and some people say, oh, no, they're not the way to go either. But hey, I'm here.
As long as stuff is going, it's got to be moving. That's my point. We got to keep stuff moving. Do we have to have absolute agreement? No. We have to have movement. We have to have conversation. It's one of the reasons why, and you can tell I'm passionate about it. It's one of the reasons why I started this Freedman Friday conversation, because it keeps us talking about it. It normalizes it. It educates us around it. We don't all have to agree, but we do have to keep this in contention, and we do that by insisting that it's done.
With all of it. Enjoy the weekend, Dominique. Bye.
Enjoy your weekend as well. I'm enjoying my weekend. I'm trying not to make it start at 9:01 because I got work to do after the show, but I'm so tempted. Let's go to Lynette calling us from Los Angeles. Good morning, Queen. It's been a minute.
Good morning. Thank you, Queen, and thank you for taking my call. I mean, man, to me, the way that things are going, we got to get what we have coming to us at every level. And, like with California saying that we didn't have slavery when we did have it, we still do have de facto slavery, when you talk about incarceration. Mm-hmm. But, and when you have the situation with Oklahoma, with reparations for, not reparations, but payment for
restitution,
what happened
right.
with Black Wall Street. So, and another thing with that too, we have to make sure that we have our ducks in a row, and the people and the legislators, judges. In fact, we need to get rid of some of these judges, disbarring them, starting with Pam Bondi and Justice Roberts.
Well,
yeah,
right.
just this bar.
Well, Bondi's not a judge, but you just want to get rid of her as just in GP. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we need to get rid of the people that ain't gonna help us and put people in there that's gonna help us get what we want to get. And even right now, Pam Bondi is going after the AG of New York, Letitia James, because Trump ordered her to go after her right today. And Trump is trying to take over D.C. today as we speak. I'm looking at MSNBC.
That is so crazy.
Out of control.
That is crazy. He wants to take over D.C. and it's all about the fact that D.C. should have statehood and should have its own independence as a state.
Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, God help us. We got to get rid of these holdovers from the Confederacy that call themselves in leadership.
Yeah.
All right. That's all to it. These are some Nazis on a mission to get rid of anything that the Constitution is talking about. They do not respect the Constitution. They should not be able to practice law. That's simple as that. And so that's where we are right now. I mean, they don't even care about human rights. Of course, we know this, much less just, paying back reparations. So we got to put our ducks in a row. And that's basically what I have to say, right now, this barn.
Well, okay. So, yeah, we have to put our ducks in a row. We got to at least make sure our ducks are moving, even if they're not in a row. That was kind of what I was saying, Carl. We don't all have to be in perfect lockstep. We don't have to be in perfect unity. That was what I love about what Dr. West said. We can be in solidarity. We can agree on this and not on that and still move issues and make progress. The fact, this is the playbook, Lynette, that the president used in California. Oh, it's out of control. I must send in the military. So he sends the military in here, wastes millions of dollars, costs us millions of dollars when we're in a down budget year in police overtime to do nothing, and then claims that he saved California and just wasted a whole bunch of money.
And he got that Epstein thing that he really wants to get as far away as he can from right now. You can tell by how he acted.
That's true.
And, he's not going to get off the hook for this. I mean,
no, and the polling on it is crazy. Like, I saw a poll yesterday where 80-something% of MAGA Republicans want the Epstein files released. Of course, it's 92% of Dems, but the Republicans are right behind, and independents as well. Everybody want to see that. Like, come on now.
Yeah. He's the main one that was talking about it. He's always talking witch hunt, but he's a witch, and stuff like that. You get me? I'm serious, though. I'm serious. Lord
You're funny,
knows
Lynette. I know you are. But what Lynette was talking about is that Trump has ordered federal law enforcement agents deployed to Washington, D.C. He's been threatening a federal takeover of the city, which is the same thing he was threatening in L.A., of the city and the state. Says that crime is totally out of control. So these are just excuses. He creates a crisis, and I think that what Attorney Cynthia McKinney said on this show this week is true. He's trying to create a template where he can just go in and take over any U.S. city with federal troops, and that is very problematic and authoritarian.
Very Nazi. That's what I say.
Very Nazi. Let's call a Nazi a Nazi, right? You're right.
Yeah, that's all I've been saying for years.
Let's call a Nazi a Nazi. And here's the thing. Just like L.A., violent crime has been falling for years in Washington, D.C. We are in L.A., we're down at 1950s, 1960s levels of violence. I know D.C. has also gone quite low, but it doesn't matter. He just lies and uses it as an excuse to send in troops.
Yeah, and then he gonna try and act like he gonna do something to all these legislators that are Democrats, as we see with the redistricting and the FBI and Gavin Newsom. I'm like, come on now. I mean, it's just like asking for five more states is like asking for more votes when he did with that Georgia election. It's the same thing.
Well, they're flooding D.C. as we speak. Immigration, FBI, U.S. Marshals, DEA, just like they did here. Lynette, it's time for news, traffic, and sports. But
God bless you.
You seem. I just want to ask you real quick. You seem very fearless. You're not afraid.
Well, to me, it's like it's a David and Goliath. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. And so all this stuff that they're trying to do, it's going to backfire on them eventually. The Lord does not like ugly.
Yes,
and so
indeed.
It's taken a while. it takes a while, but it's they gonna get it. And also.
Okay, no, also, because I got news, traffic, and sports, but I could hear the fearlessness. We're staying with our fearlessness pledge. Fearless is the way forward. More after news, traffic, and sports.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Tammy Eswick with BIN News Now. Weiss Memorial Hospital, which sits on Chicago's north side, could close as soon as today. That's according to federal officials. They say it will be removed from the Medicare program starting tomorrow. Here's State Representative Han Wen.
Right now, the situation is quite dire. This hospital has been around since the 50s. It served generations of Americans here, and so we need to make sure that this hospital is sustainable.
OpenAI says it's launching GPT-5, its most advanced AI model. The company said Thursday that the new model of artificial intelligence is smarter and faster. Finally, President Trump is directing the Commerce Department to start working on a new census. The census is used to determine congressional representation. The president said illegal immigrants won't be counted. Critics worry this move will help Republicans gerrymander congressional maps nationwide. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Ignite your afternoons at Waba Grill's $5 happy hour with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium one beverage drink, like our tangy passion fruit lemonade. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. Only at Waba Grill.
Spending 2 hours staring at the back of someone's bumper isn't the best way to end your day. So Jack in the Box is giving you a bonus with their new Bonus Jack Combo. Fries, a drink, and a burger with your choice of 1, 2, or 3 patties, starting at just $4.49. Get so much more.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
A very tough break for the Chargers. Left tackle Rashawn Slater will miss the entire season after suffering a ruptured patella tendon in his left leg. Slater was injured during a blocking drill in Thursday's practice. The injury comes just 11 days after Slater had become the highest-paid offensive lineman in NFL history. Slater signed a 4-year extension worth $113 million, which gives him an average annual salary of $28.2 million. Tonight in Cleveland, LeBron James is one of 9 people who will receive the Sam Lacey Sports Pioneer Award at the National Association of Black Journalists Convention. The award is named after the legendary sports columnist who wrote for 7 decades for the Baltimore Afro-American, one of the nation's historic black newspapers. LeBron is unable to attend tonight's ceremony, but he sent a 2-minute acceptance speech on video. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-687-7979. That's 800-687-7979. 800-687-7979.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
There's one question every couple needs to answer. What if something happens to us? Kids, a house, a life you've built, but no estate plan? That's a risk you don't want to take. With Trust and Will, it's fast, secure, and easy to protect what matters most. Start your plan today at trustandwill.com. Use code RADIO to save 20%. Check it off your list. One less thing to worry about. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will. At KBLA Talk 1580, we do more than just talk.
You got a big mouth. Hello, Joe, you're up. Welcome.
We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
Okay. We don't black down. You don't black down. Let's do it. 800-920-1580. I'm a little, I'm on my Friday vibe right now. I'm very happy. It's the last day of the week, but also very happy to talk with you. And yes, so this is what we'll do. After the show, we're going to put our post on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, I call it Twitter. Giving you all of the options for the name of Thursday, because we're naming the day of Thursday. And then once we get a top 2 vote getters on Monday, we'll put up a poll, right, in the YouTube chat and on Instagram. We're going to tally the votes and determine a winner. And I guess if there's a tie, I don't know. What happens if there's a tie? We go to Kwamel from Gardena. If there's a tie, since he's we could call it Kwamel Thursday. Hey, Kwamel. What's going on, instigator?
I think I would piss off a lot of people if that happened. Hopefully you can hear me on this Bluetooth here, but yeah, I think people would be very angry. There's some folks that do not want me to succeed, even though 1580 is succeeding. 1580.
No, he didn't sing the song. Okay, Kwamel. Well, look, we have agreed that you deserve a prize, Kwamel, for coming up with this contest. So before you don't hang up, when we get finished talking, Miles will take your info and we'll put together a prize pack for you. Okay?
Well, he already got my number.
We do? I do?
Yeah, Miles already got
Miles does it. Okay, good. All right, cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure that's
betrayed me, but I digress.
No, he wouldn't. But I'm sure that's not what you called about, Kwamel.
Nah, but I do want to spin it though, because there is a lot of feedback. But speaking of chaos, I was hearing what you were saying about some of these reparations folks kind of not wanting Mom Donnie to be elected, as if they're kind of just on this whole anti-progressive streak. Because it reminds me of these Gaza folks that were on this whole abandon Harris and called Joe Genocide Joe to their blue in the face, and it's making me think that what they wanted to see was Trump jump back in as a way to just kind of punish America and just have us at our knees and say, okay, well, if you're not going to do what we want, we're going to let Trump come in and just stick it to everybody and the whole thing just burn. Ha 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 ha. Have a nice life. And that's why they're so quiet right now. And I think similarly, reparations folks, like the FBA-ish, ADOS-ish types, may feel the same way about letting any progressives come through. And we sitting there happily saying we did it. If you get like just a whole Republican type, and it's kind of like a whole machine of just having these thugs in like Trump's that somehow so scary that it makes it seem like their dark side when they're easily conquered. So it's just a whole funny machine to me.
Well, yeah, but he's getting it from the right too. I mean, the Fox News people are mad because they're saying he's a reparations guy. They're using that as some kind of dog whistle.
Well, I mean, they're always gonna do the same old time playbook, as your girl Harris would say. It's up to us, and I'll leave you with this. Not saying that us are Democrats, but us that are not the thugs, to have the counters ready to go. So it is important that, as we've been talking about the past few weeks, to kind of have think tanks ready, black think tanks, progressive think tanks, all the above, ready to kind of step on these things, and not just allow these folks to just run amok like they are that powerful, because it's kind of we're basically just giving our power away to them. But yes, I look forward to that wonderful Thursday naming prize. I nominate Thursday morning wild card. Teacher Thursday sounds good, and then I had the third one. I forgot it, but
we're up to like 20 of them. It's quite something. All right, Kwame. Yeah. Everybody wants to get in on this amnesty, so great to talk to you. Have a wonderful weekend, and thanks for being not just a delegate but an instigator. Let's go to Muhammad calling us from L.A. Good morning, Muhammad.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
I saw a great show this morning on Kim Iverson. It was these veterans intelligence professional for sanity. They played a appeal from a retired Mossad agent who was almost crying, because he said that Netanyahu has something on Trump, very, very, very bad, that Trump would allow this whole genocide and starving children and bombing Gaza and everything. And he's appealing to Trump. His name is Ben Monash, a retired Mossad intelligence agent. He says he appealed to Trump. Just confess it. Just cop to it. Don't let them have that over you, because you were with Epstein.
I mean, I haven't seen what you're talking about. It seems like everybody supposedly has something on Trump, but no one seems to care. I guess he does care about the Epstein thing. But Israel just approved a plan to take over all of Gaza City, and who put that forth first? Yes. President Trump.
That's why. It's because Netanyahu got something very, very awful on Trump. Is dealing with Epstein.
Maybe. I don't know. I think you're giving him too much. I think you're giving him too much benefit of the doubt. I think Trump doesn't give a rat's behind about black people, brown people, or poor people. People
we're
he can.
Talking about that.
I'm talking about the people of Gaza. I don't think he gives a rat's behind about the people of Gaza.
Look, the whole America, all of America and the world is against that happening in Palestine. So Trump is allowing all that starvation and everything because the Epstein files have been sanitized. They've been sanitized. But Netanyahu got something on Trump. I'll leave it right there.
Very bad. Look, I'm not going to say he doesn't. I don't know. He could. All I'm saying is he wouldn't have to have something on Trump for Trump to let this happen. I don't believe. Let's go to Eric calling us from Carson. Good morning, Eric. Eric, you there?
Yes. Yeah, can you hear me?
I do. Good morning.
Good morning. I hope I'm not switching reels too much, but I'm trying to figure out why the Democrats, somebody in the Democratic Party, won't push to have this investigation files on Epstein opened up. And the reason I say that is because the best way to catch a man slipping is when he's down. And so to me, it's like the question is, if we already know that Trump has done some questionable things, and this is the answer. I'm unintelligent. I'm ignorant to politics. If I, as an unintelligent, ignorant person, can think about this on my low level of existence in politics, how is it that all of these intelligent Democrats cannot say this is what we need to focus on to take this man down.
Well, I mean, I think some of them are. What do you want them to do? They're calling for a hearing, right? They're calling for a hearing with Epstein victims. I don't, the question of what they should have been doing before, I think, is also a relevant question. Like, why is it until the MAGA people get mad about this, now Dems are moving on it?
You asked me a question, so I'm going to answer this question as what I just told you I was. Unintelligent and ignorant to politics. I'm not ignorant, just to politics.
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing that could be done is I think that there could be some type of consensus. The people, like you and I, could be involved, meaning there needs to be an organizer, a leader to take action. And why isn't it that anybody, you just said that something's going on. I think this needs to be a movement. This is the opportunity. Get these investigation files open.
Yeah, no, I agree. But it's Representative Ayanna Pressley, a black woman, who's on the House Oversight Committee. Jasmine Crockett, a black woman. Ro Khanna and Rashida Tlaib, progressives, who also happen to not be white. And Robert Garcia, progressive, California, that are the ones calling for this. Now, to be clear, the Republicans, some Republicans, weirdly, Marjorie Taylor Greene seems to be, the big thorn in his side around this. But Republicans on the House Oversight Committee are the ones that subpoenaed. Now, they're trying to put the smut on the Democrats. They're subpoenaing Democrats to appear for depositions around Jeffrey Epstein, including Bill and Hillary Clinton. So I think it's right now the game is, who can we splash this mud on?
I thought the mud should be splashed on the mudslinger.
I think the mud should be splashed on everybody who was, over there acting like a bunch of pigs in slop. I mean, come on now. I don't care if you were a Republican or a Democrat. If you were, raping children, you're supposed to be held accountable. We can be nonpartisan on that. Yes, sir. Real quick.
My question is that do you think that Trump was involved with Epstein, and that's why he doesn't want these investigation files open?
Of course. Of course, it's his best friend. He once held some kind of pageant party where him and Epstein were the only guests. They were BFFs. What were they doing? They were palling around and I don't even want to think about it. Yes, absolutely. I think that.
Last comment. You remember that old famous statement, birds of a feather?
Flock together.
They flock
together. Thank you, Eric. Got a bunch of folks that want to get on, and we'll get to you when we come forward. 800-920-1580. That's the number Eric called. You can do the same. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from Nitsa in the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-729-7070. That's 1-800-729-7070. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-729-7070. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
I love it. These phone lines are jumping on a Friday, so we're going to get right to it. Going to Paul from L.A. Good morning, Paul. I think you're the prime minister of the chat.
Debo. Good morning to me.
What's on your mind this fine day?
I just wanted I kind of wanted after Kamala Harris basically stating that she was going to run for governor.
Your phone sounds crazy, Paul. Hopefully we'll only thing I heard was Kamala Harris. I don't know if you're in a tunnel or what's going on. Let's see if you and Miles fixed it. Hi, Paul. You back?
Hey, is that better?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to bring up earlier this week you had discussed that Kamala Harris had sent the letter out that she wasn't going to run for governor of California.
Right.
And you had shared your thoughts that you felt that she shouldn't run for president, even though that option is potentially out there.
Right. Not in 2028.
And you felt, because I just want to make sure I got this. You felt because that she's still tied to Joe Biden, that is too much of a stench, I guess.
That's part of that's part of the reason. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that you feel she's more centralist.
I think she's centrist. I think Democrats won't support her. I think she still has the ball and chain of the Biden administration and their inaction on Gaza, which is going to become more and more of a problem as we watch these children starve to death. Those are just a few of the reasons. She's still, young enough to where she could run in 2032. I don't think she should run in 2028. No.
Okay, so here's my thought on this. Biden in our lifetime, domestically. Now, the whole Gaza and him basically hugging Benjamin Netanyahu and everything that's going on, I'm totally against that. But domestically, Joe Biden was the most progressive president in our lifetime, right?
Which ain't saying much, because we haven't ever had a progressive president that I know of.
Right, but what I'm saying, Dominique, is in real time, we have the Affordable Care Act. We have the Inflation Reduction Act.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
No, not the photo. I'm sorry. And the Affordable Care Act, and then we also had the first black woman that was nominated for the Supreme Court. That happened under Joe Biden.
True.
Also. So what I'm getting at, Dominique, is 8% of Democrats agree with what's going on in Gaza right now. Right? At what point do we talk about the problem turnout, the voters themselves, distinctively directly to black people is what I want to talk to. We are consistently at this point voting in the 40 to 50 percentile in our vote. The outlier years being the Obama years in the 2020 election with Joe Biden. If people don't like what their representatives are doing or who they're getting donations from, at what point do the voters not primary those people? If you primary people and you get out and vote and give your voice, I guarantee you the party that the voters seem to want to go further left will follow.
Fahima says, by the way, that Mondami has always made it clear he's in support of reparations, and so I'm not sure how that fits in. But I don't think we've ever had a progressive candidate. But I do agree with you, Paul. We can't, if we don't turn up our turnout, then voter suppression wins. Then our lack of clout in the party continues to be baked into the cake, and we're gonna continue to see this move towards disenfranchising us, even where we have majority through gerrymandering and suppression.
You know what wouldn't have happened? The last 60 years of our civil rights movement would not have been removed within 6 months if Kamala Harris was the president. So when I hear people say things like both parties are the same or both things would have happened, my argument is Kamala had a lot of things going against her. She had 107 days. To reality, we know at this point, the internal polling had Biden losing by much more because he was so unpopular. She closed the gap within that short time frame. I would argue with you.
I agree with all of that, Paul. I'm just saying right now, at this moment in history, I don't want to relitigate 2024. We need to win in 2028. We don't need to relitigate 2024.
I agree with that, but what you're saying is, and this is as a black man, when I hear that, there's what I get from that is the party wants to just run a white man. So we need to go back to the back of the bus. Then we need to get to the back of the bus, and I don't agree with that.
Right,
black people. If we were to vote our numbers, especially in those swing states, we can take the party. The problem is half of us don't vote.
Yeah, that's true. I absolutely agree with that. And what do we do about it? That is true. I'm not planning to get to the back of the bus. I think that we have to be very present in terms of enforcing an agenda for the Democratic Party platform in 2028 that is actually progressive instead of this corporate pablum that we've been getting, or watered down, compromised versions of progressive policies.
If you want AIPAC to get out the picture, primary people, send the message.
Yeah.
The voters take control of the party. The party will follow the voters.
Okay.
When you don't vote, they won't care.
All right. Thank you, Paul. I'm going to try to squeeze in Barbara from Orange County before we get out of here. Barbara, you got like 60 seconds.
Morning, Dominique.
Good morning.
This is what we need to do. We need to get Stacey Abrams out here and have her show us how to get these folks registered and get them to the polls. And then number two is we keep hollering, was Trump involved? You know, Trump was the supplier. A lot of those girls came from his modeling school. And that girl,
Epstein, yeah.
That girl that supposed to unalive herself, wasn't that the same one that was suing him when he was running the first time? And they said, put that on the back. Let's put that on the back burner until he's out of office.
Virginia Jeffrey, yeah. I don't remember that, but I do know that she was working in his spa when Epstein, quote unquote, stole her and brought her to work as a quote massage artist for him. So
that might not be the same one, but there was one little girl that said that he raped her when she was 16.
I do remember that. Yeah, it's a different girl, but I do remember that. Yes.
Where is that girl at now?
Yeah, well, I do not know, but it's a great question. And, sure, Stacey Abrams would be great. We have people that know how to get out the vote. She still didn't win, though, in Georgia. So we're going to need, I'm not to take anything away from her, but we're going to need mass movement to get everybody out to vote, I think, Barbara.
But they stole those votes. Remember, they found 34,000 ballots been dumped in the lake or something.
Yeah, that's true. And not only that, we don't know what happened, what shenanigans happened with these computers this time. And I think history will tell us eventually. But Barbara, thank you for calling, and I appreciate you closing out the week for us.
You have a blessed weekend.
Have a beautiful weekend yourself and a blessed everything. We got to go. The best of Tavis Smiley is happening now. Highlights from his whole week. If you want to see the highlights from my week, check out my Instagram, DiPrima Radio, or KBLA 1580 on all social media platforms. Or go back and check out the pods on YouTube. It's all free and it's all there for you. And we had some great shows this week and last. It's all there for you. Like my mama, the late great poet laureate Dominique DiPrima used to say, history's now and we're making it together. Until next time, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Tammy Eswick with BIN News Now. Weiss Memorial Hospital, which sits on Chicago's north side, could close as soon as today. That's according to federal officials. They say it will be removed from the Medicare program starting tomorrow. Here's State Representative Han Wen.
Right now, the situation is quite dire. This hospital has been around since the 50s. It served generations of Americans here, and so we need to make sure that this hospital is sustainable.
OpenAI says it's launching GPT-5, its most advanced AI model. The company said Thursday that the new model of artificial intelligence is smart.